Passport, entry permit, inoculation records, billeting slip, and your return ticket. That's everything, thank you, Mr. Barrett. Please report at the Provost Marshal's office by noon.
Had an order, Lieutenant?
Well, it's required.
Huh. Oh, could I leave this here until I'm sure I can stay?
Yes, sir, of course. Will you check this bag?
Yes, sir. Boy-san. Basu.
Colonel Dahlgren, passport number 276322 just went through, sir.
Thank you, sir. You'll find your papers in room 3.
Breaking into Tokyo is tougher than breaking out of Alcatraz. What do I get now? Check for the...
Shh. Don't give him any ideas, sir.
Stand as close to the bar as you can, sir.
That's been one of my troubles.
What's that, sir?
Skip it.
Yes, sir. That's it, sir.
You own property here in Tokyo.
711 Nichomi, Ginza.
Sort of business did you operate there before the war?
Joint, gambling, Tokyo Joe's.
And you're Mr. Joseph Barrett.
That's right, Major.
At present, of course, we can't license Americans to operate enterprises of that category.
Yes, I found that out stateside when I filled out that stack of forms. Hey, look here, I'm a voter, a taxpayer, and an ex-serviceman, but I'm not allowed to make a living out of a business I built up out of my own dough. Do I get permission to look at the place? That is, if it's still there.
Tokyo Joe's appears to be off limits at the moment. It's operated by a Japanese. If he makes any difficulty about letting you in...
He's a friend of mine.
Your visitor's permit will be good for 60 days.
What if that isn't enough time to finish my business?
It'll have to be, I'm afraid.
Years ago, I picked Tokyo to be my hometown. I was all set. I had everything I wanted in the world. Now it's been kicked around and I can't even...
You object to its having been kicked around?
I helped kick it around. And if it happens again, I'll do the same thing.
I'm sorry, Colonel.
Skip the rank. I gave up being an officer and a gentleman when I turned in my little brown suit. Thanks, Major.
On passport 276322, please mark prints and photos for the attention of Colonel Dahlgren.
Lichome, Ginza.
Aye. Arigato gozaimasu.
Excuse, please. Off limit. So sorry.
Where's Ito?
Not understanding. Off limit.
Ito wa? Doko ka?
気の毒ですが、Ito 知りません。
Oh, so that's not a bar. This isn't Tokyo Joe's, and you never heard of Ito.
はい、Thank you. Goodbye, please. さあ、どうぞ出て。
Ito!
Joe! Baby! This is great. When did you get in?
I just got through all the red tape. Hey, you look wonderful. Ah, you put on a little bit, huh? Hey, what's the matter? You lost your corkscrew?
Oh, very sorry. ごめんなさい. This way, please. I saved this for you all through the bombings, Joe-san.
Son, when did you start calling me mister? Nihai. What's the idea of all this Japanese politeness to a pal, anyway?
ごめんなさい.
What's the matter with you? Come on, Ito, give.
Joe, you are an American. I am a Japanese.
Are you kidding? The war's been over for years.
I still feel very bad about everything.
Oh, I see. You're the guy that thought up the whole Pearl Harbor deal, huh?
It's not funny, Joe-san. And now we are ashamed because you treat us decent.
What do you think we were going to do? Come in here and roust you around?
Yes, that's what we all did think, Joe-san. Kodo, 頼むぞ.
Hey, look, I just came 8,000 miles to see you. We're partners, remember? I'm the guy that learned you the best Brooklyn English while you used to teach me judo. You haven't forgotten that, have you? Come on, let's see if he can still go.
Please don't, Joe.
Oh, come on.
Please, we'll get pinched. Japanese or American can't even have judo no shiai no more.
Ah, there's no MPs around here. Now protect yourself before I bounce you off the ceiling. Why, you dirty murderer.
What you been doing since you got your discharge, Joe?
Believe it or not, I got sucked into a legitimate racket, and it ruined me.
What racket?
Jerkwater Airline. First I fly the seat off my pants. And they repossess the pants.
No worry about that. Here.
We're making out okay, huh?
Terrible. Nobody got any real door.
What's our angle?
And we just run a restaurant.
No black market at all, eh?
Why, Joe, the black market has been wiped out.
It's like music hearing you lie again. It makes me want to cry.
Nix, hydrocaine. Judo.
My mistake.
Think nothing of it.
Hey, you dog, you busted my back.
No kidding, Joe.
Yeah, but I can still use my legs. How do you feel now?
I feel great, Joe.
Hey.
Kanda.
Hey, wait a minute. That's my watch.
It don't pay to let Kanda get too close.
It sure don't. That guy's a great artist. Is this why you've been writing me to come back to Japan? Is this guy the big deal you've been talking about? What are we gonna do, get rich managing a pickpocket?
Do you remember Kimura Danshaku? Used to be head of the secret police.
Ban Kimura. Is he still around?
Look, Joe. Come on upstairs. They don't understand a word of English unless they listen. I got your old quarters all fixed up for you. Even had the roof put back on. I'll have Kanda take it back up, huh?
No. No, I think I'd better stay over at the Teito Hotel.
Over my dead body. This is your home. Kanda, この方の手荷物を2回持ってってください。頼むぞ。
Hey, whatever became of that rat trap hotel that used to be right next door?
The B-29s converted it into a parking lot.
Well, it's lucky they stopped when they did, or all Tokyo would have been a parking lot. Next time it'll be the whole world and nothing left to park. You know,
An airline ticket for romantic places, and still my heart has wings. These foolish things remind me of you. A tinkling piano in the next apartment. Those stumbling words that told you what my heart meant. A fairground's painted swings. These foolish things remind me of you. You came, you saw, you conquered me. When you did that to me, I knew somehow it had to be. The winds of March that make my heart a dancer.
where do you get off pulling a thing like this?
Don't you remember the number she used to sing for you downstairs? I thought you like it, Joe.
Like it? How could I like it? All right, she's dead. I came back here knowing that. I shouldn't have let you con me into coming back.
But, Joe, Trina ain't dead.
Should have stayed in the States. What did you just say?
Sure, the papers just had it balled up. She's right here in Tokyo. She's fine, Joe. I just seen her last week.
Where does she live? What's her address?
18 Senkomaicho, Nakanoku.
18 Senkomaicho, Nakanoku. Petchnikoff in? I'm here to see Miss Petchnikoff, please.
どうぞ。Mr. and Mrs. Landers live here.
Oh, look, I don't care who she's working for. Just tell Trina Petchnikoff that somebody here to see her, will you, please?
No, very sorry. No, Miss Petnikov. Not no. 本当よ. Yes.
I'll be right in there, Pigeon. You better bring her to me before I start looking for her. Hayaku. Hello, kid.
Joe.
Oh, you look good. Just like I remembered you. Come on, we'll pack your stuff. We're going home. Back to our place. Baby, I know I walked out on you, but I got wise to myself pretty fast. And it wouldn't have been 7 days if I could have got back here. But there was that war in there, remember?
Please go away, Joe.
Well, don't you think I don't know what I lost when I walked out on you? I found out the hard way. I've been sweating it out for 7 years.
Stop it.
Kid, you don't know it, but you hit an awful lot of beachheads with me. And I was never scared enough or bushed enough or sick enough or bad enough hurt so as I could ever stop thinking what you used to be like.
Please, Joe.
Let me tell it to you, kid. I thought you were dead. I mean it. That's what they told me. What a payoff. Like it was true. I believed it. Now I've got you back again.
I'm married, Joe.
What? Where do you get off doing a thing like that? I was driving myself crazy thinking you were dead. Answer me, what kind of a way is that to treat a guy? Who is this fella?
My husband's name is Mark Landis.
What does he do?
He's in Scap legal section. This is our home.
But it can't be. You're married to me.
I divorced you, Joe.
Trina, listen to me. I don't ever plan to live without you again. I can prove you belong to me any time I put my hands on you. Yes?
Good evening, Deco-san. Is Mrs. Landis at home?
奥様は隣の部屋におります。
That him?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to meet him. Oh, dear.
Darling, Joe Barrett is here.
Oh.
Well, in that case, we either throw him out or give him a drink. Let's give him a drink, huh? We usually have martinis. Is that all right with you?
Bourbon.
Oh. Dozo. Hello, Mr. Barrett. Nice to meet you. I've heard all about you, of course.
You have?
Well, this calls for some sort of a celebration, doesn't it? Or does it?
Before we start being too sophisticated, there's a few things about Trina and me you don't know.
Oh, I expect not. As I understand it, Trina was one of the many white Russian girls in Tokyo before the war. Fine family and education, no money. Then she went to work singing at your nightclub or gambling joint or whatever it was you operated while the police turned their backs. Then in 1941, you two were married. But one way or another, that didn't work out very well. And a couple of weeks before Pearl Harbor, you left the country and So Trina divorced you after the war. Now I'm proud to... I'm somewhat astonished to say she's Mrs. Landis. Was there something else?
Just one thing. I'm taking her back.
Trina, if you don't mind, I'd like to talk to Mr. Barrett alone.
But I have a right to hear anything that's said.
Trina, please do as I say. Well, Mr. Barrett, I imagine there's at least one thing we can agree on. We'd both like Trina to be as happy as possible.
I'll buy that.
You messed up her life pretty thoroughly while you had the chance. Now you're back wanting to start in all over again. Or would it be different this time?
This time it will.
Aren't you missing the point? Trina's happy now as things are with me.
That's a lot of detail. The most important thing hasn't even been mentioned.
And what's that?
She belongs to me, and she knows it. All this divorce business, I wasn't here when it happened. I don't recognize it. And that's why you can't talk me out of taking her back where she belongs.
Then we've nothing more to say, have we?
Trina, I'll be waiting for you. I know you're a big shot, Mr. Landis. You can probably make a lot of trouble for me around here. Have me thrown out of the country. But perhaps you better do that. Because if I have enough time, well, you play it your way, I'll play it mine.
Arigato.
Darling, you're my husband. This is my home. And with all my heart, it's forever. You've got to get rid of him, Mark. Do something. Send him away.
Oh, his visitor's permit will be up in 60 days.
2 months. That's a long time. He's not like you, Mark. He's dangerous. You see, I did love him desperately in those days.
Yes, you told me all that.
I used to turn weak whenever he touched me or looked at me or even came into the room. I'd hear him coming up the stairs and be at the door, waiting for him. Of course, I know now because you've taught me, Mark, that there is so much more to love and marriage than I ever knew before. Still, anything that used to be so strong, is it ever entirely gone? Is it safe to expose yourself to it again? I mean, Oh, darling, don't you understand what I mean?
Of course I do, darling. It's my job to give you a hand when you're troubled and scared. Question is how.
Well, I'm sorry to be so impatient, Baron Kimura. But you see, there's so little time left before my visitor's permit expires. That is, unless I can get an airline franchise for us.
Then you could stay longer. You like the New Japan so much, Mr. Barrett?
Well, I've got some personal business to do here. I may need a little more time than they'll give me. All right. Now, you as a Japanese haven't got a chance of getting an airline franchise, but I, as an American veteran, might have, so I front for you. I operate the line you actually control. We carry freight. What kind?
All such tiresome details will be my responsibility.
I see. So I just carry anything you load on the plane. No questions asked. Just take orders?
A Japanese does not give orders to an American, Mr. Barrett.
Uh-huh. So I'll be taking orders.
I'm sorry, Mr. Barrett. But I'm afraid we can't get together. Forgive me for having taken so much of your time. Let us hope at least that the remainder of your 60 days in Japan will be enjoyable.
木村男爵、どうぞお許し願います。
Now, wait a minute. This is a deal as far as I'm concerned.
Ah, so? Then you will proceed at your convenience?
Now, maybe now you won't mind letting me in on it. I mean, the kind of freight I'll be carrying.
For the most part, frozen frogs. A delicacy we export to North and South America.
Okay. Frozen frogs we export to North and South America.
Thank you. So pleasant.
A cigarette that bears a lipstick's traces, an airline ticket to romantic places, and still my heart has wings. These foolish things remind me of you. You came, you saw, you conquered me. When you did that to me, I knew somehow it had to be. The winds of March that make my heart a dancer, a telephone that rings, but who's to answer? Oh, how the ghost of you clings. These foolish things remind me of
Captain, remember me, the airline permit? I was here Monday morning, I was here Tuesday afternoon, I was back again Thursday morning.
Have you completed Form 67?
I have completed Form 67 times at the Finance Building, the Daiichi Building, the Mitsubishi Building, the Forestry Building.
Mr. Barrett, this is the Forestry Building. Oh, yes, here it is.
Not Form 12. I spent all yesterday on that, baby.
Form 12 is obsolete, no longer necessary.
Oh, no.
Well, they ought to have informed you of the Cockaboo Building. Oh. Everything appears to be in order.
Well, then this is the place where I get the permit.
Well, yes, eventually.
What?
First, your whole application has to be reviewed for policy.
Well, how many weeks will that take?
And, of course, it could take months. If any of this requires checking stateside.
Look, Captain, I haven't got months. I've only got 52 days. I'm trying to make a living. I'm trying to go into business.
But, Mr. Barrett, the occupation has one or two problems which may have to take precedence. You'll be notified if you're still here.
Thank you, Captain.
Oh, not at all, sir. He's been here again.
How does he expect to make money out of a little freight airline under the present economic setup in Japan? Somebody could be trying to deal a few off the bottom of the deck.
Yes, sir.
If I know anything about the Army, I'll be back in the States about 2 months before I get an answer.
How interesting. To bow low and to be put off without answer or apology.
Yeah. So what do we do now?
ヒロさん、黄色い紐の徳川の箱。
かしこまりました。
I am still in a position to apply some small pressure where it may help us. These are from the files of the Japanese secret police. And this one will interest you. It can make an important man help us.
Hmm. Baron, you know, you people are pretty clever about forging things like this.
So. Go ask Mrs. Landis. どうぞ。
Joe, you can't start coming here like this.
What did you do during the war?
I was in the Oyama prison camp.
How long were you in Oyama? When did they let you out? Why did they let you out, Trina? You worked for the Japanese during the war. You broadcast defeat propaganda to our GIs in the Pacific. I just saw the Japanese secret police file on you. You were a naturalized American citizen, married to an American citizen in wartime. That's treason.
Listen, Joe. My baby was born in Oyama prison. When she was 2 weeks old, they took her away from me. I didn't know where she was, whether she was sick or starving. For days I was sure she was dead. I almost went crazy. Then they finally told me she was alive and I could have her back if I... All right. I did a terrible thing. When I was doing it, I despised myself. I despised myself ever since. All right, I did what they wanted. Sure, I broadcast for them. I said what they told me to say. What mother wouldn't try to save her baby's life?
I see. Well, if those are the facts, I don't suppose any jury would convict you. Look, a few days ago, I told your husband he was a big shot. Now I'm the big shot. I've got all the cards. If I go to the newspapers with this information, your husband's out of a job, and your marriage blows up in your face. Wife of high SCAP official tried for treason. He loved that. And so would the top brass here and in Washington. Suppose you take a little time and think that over.
It's not only Mark and me. You'd be hurting a child, too.
What do I care about your child?
Nani-san. Anya-sanもこちらへ急いでよこしなさい。
かしこまりました。
Trina. When was this picture taken?
4 years ago, when she was 3.
Wait a minute. When you were in the Oyama prison camp, the war was still on. You hadn't even met this Landis. You couldn't have.
That's right.
I held all the cards. kind I got now. I left you alone, an enemy alien in a country about to go to war. Baby coming. I ought to be real proud of myself. What do I care about your kid? Boy, oh boy. Why didn't you tell me?
When you walked out on me, I didn't know.
Who's he, Mother?
It's Mr. Barrett, darling. Say how do you do to him.
How do you do, Mr. Barrett?
Hello, baby.
I'm not a baby, Mr. Barrett.
Oh. Well, what's your first name?
Anya?
How old are you?
I'm going on 7.
Well, Anya, what do you say to a kid?
If it's a girl, you can always tell her she's pretty.
Why wouldn't she be? What are you looking at?
You. That's not a very good picture of me, Mr. Barrett. Would you smile on that?
Here is Nanny's song. Time for your nap, darling.
I want to stay and talk some more to Mr. Barrett. I'm going to have a birthday. Will you come to my birthday party?
I'll try, honey.
Anya, Larissa is waiting.
Well, all right then.
Sugu ni tea party ni mairimasu.
奥様かしこまりました。アニャ様、後お母様とティーパーティーになられましたら嬉しゅうございましょうね。Goodbye. Don't forget, you're supposed to bring a present. お嬢様、早くお昼寝をいたしましょう。美しく見えます。
Yeah, well, the thing is, maybe I jumped into this deal too fast. The more I think about it, the more I'm convinced I'm not the front you want for your setup. So I think you ought to let me off the hook and no hard feelings.
Ah, so.
Of course, I can understand how you hate to have a thing like this treason charge and never use it.
It will be used one way or another.
Why? If I'm not in, you don't get your airline anyway.
But you are going to be in, Mr. Barrett. I can't get an airline without your help, and I must have it.
That's final, huh?
So this. If I should die, my files are in responsible hands. Well then, Joe, do I interview Mr. Landis tomorrow, or do you?
I'll do it.
Tell Colonel Eccles I'm sorry, but I'll be about 10 minutes late. Oh, hello, Barrett. Sorry to have kept you waiting. Won't you sit down?
I sure do appreciate you seeing me this way, Mr. Landis. I mean, after the way I sounded off at your house.
What can I do for you?
Well, a guy's got to make a living. Here I just lost 3 years out of my life in the service. And, well, now the war's over and...
What is it you want, money?
Oh, no, it's just nothing like that, sir. Just trying to start a little veterans enterprise, but got me so tied up in red tape. Well, it doesn't look like I'm going to get to first base before my visitor's permit expires.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it?
Well, I thought a man in your position, well, you must do a lot of favors for some of the other big shots. And
Yeah, I think I know somebody who may be able to speed things up a little bit. Get me General Andrews, please.
Oh, I sure do appreciate that, Mr. Landis.
You can put the hat down now. You know, I think you do that poor old soldier stuff just about as badly as I've ever seen it done. Part doesn't really suit you. Hello? Yes, I'm calling General Andrews. Of course, I know why you want to stay in Japan. You think that if I give you a little time, you'll still be able to take my wife away from me. Hello, Andy. Where have you been keeping yourself? Oh, sure. Anytime. Tonight? Fine. Look, Andy, I'm sending a fellow over to see you. Friend of mine. He's a veteran, wants to start a little business, but we've got him all bogged down in red tape, so he can't operate. Yeah, that's right.
You guys were the Flying Tigers.
That's right.
And 2 years on the Hong Kong-Macau run. What made you quit that outfit?
The freight superintendent was dishonest.
Uh-huh. If you guys don't get a job with me, what are you going to do when your transit visa expires? Go back to the States? I see. Well, I suppose you're both over 18.
We were over 18 when we were 15.
Okay, you're hired.
We don't speak any Japanese.
You'll carry a supercargo who does. Any of you guys speak English?
Yes.
You really speak English?
Oh, yes.
All right, come on in. You ever been up in a plane?
Oh, yes.
Hmm? Where?
Imperial Japanese Air Force. I was fighter pilot.
Hey, can you hire a Japanese veteran? He's off limits even being on an airfield, isn't he?
I don't get it myself, but here's his work permit. What's your name?
Kamakura Gongoro Kagemasa.
The closest I'll ever get to that one's kamikaze.
That's close enough for me.
All right, we'll try you. I suppose you fellas like to take a look at the plane.
A C-60, huh?
Yeah, picked it up from war surplus. Got a good buy, too.
Bet I know who flew this heap first.
Huh? Who?
The Wright brothers.
Frozen frogs. Don't we carry anything but frozen frogs?
Well, there was that load of chrysanthemums the other day.
Imagine eating them things. Just rich people eat anything.
Come on, pick that stuff up. Get it on the truck. What's the matter with you guys? Hiya! Now, wait a minute. What do you say these things are?
Frozen bullfrogs.
All right, get it out of here. Do you want this stuff to spoil? No penicillin, no saccharin, no pearls. Just frozen frogs, like he said.
I don't like it, Joe.
Yeah, me too.
The Baron had something awfully big up his sleeve.
Big enough to get us a steady job in the rock pile for about 20 years.
Joe, you gotta get out of this thing while there is still time.
I can't get off the hook now, and you know why. We'll just have to sweat this out. Handle whatever it is when it happens.
You want some more coffee?
Huh? Oh, no, thanks.
Don't you think we should be starting back to town? I don't get it. All I know is he don't need an airline just to fly the stuff you've been carrying. Not Baron Kimura. Not him.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, maybe if you went to him and said you had changed your mind about living in Japan, you want to go back to the States and...
What do you give a kid? I mean, what do you give a kid for a birthday present?
A boy or a girl?
Oh, a little girl about 7 years old.
What kind of a girl is she?
What kind of a girl? That's a dumb question. She's, well, she's just a kid I know that's got a birthday coming up. Oh, well, never mind. Come on, pal. Let's get out of this rat trap and go back to town.
Trina.
Yes, Mark.
It doesn't seem to be much of a night for sleep at the Landises, does it? Even poor little Anya. She's so excited about a party tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to be able to get back from the office in time for it either.
Really?
What's the matter? Oh, is he coming?
Anya asked him. But I don't really think he will. He may.
So you have to stay up all night worrying?
You're so sweet, Mark. Thank you.
No, no, I'm not coming in. I just want to leave this for her. Say, wait a minute. Take this, will you?
Mr. Barrett! Mr. Barrett! Where were you going, Mr. Barrett? That's not polite on a person's birthday. You have to come in and eat some ice cream and birthday cake. And wish me many happy returns of the day. And is that for me?
Well, it sure is. And a happy birthday.
Isn't it beautiful? What do you think's inside?
Well, I know what's inside.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Well, open the box, darling. Hello, Joe.
I just dropped in to leave this. The young lady surrounded me.
I hope it's what I'm sure it is. Is it?
I sure hope it is.
It is. It's what I thought. Mother, look.
It's beautiful, dear.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Doesn't he want to kiss me for it?
I'm sure he does.
Now kiss the baby.
No, no.
奥様、アイスクリームとケーキの用意ができました。
All right, I'll call the children.
Children, everybody, come in. Ice cream and cake.
Will you stay and have some ice cream and cake?
Huh?
Will you stay and have some ice cream and cake?
Yes, I'll stay a little while.
Oh, goody!
What's the use of kidding ourselves?
奥様、失礼いたしました。
What is it, Nani-san?
私がバレット様の急用の伝言を持っております。
Yes?
Baron Kimura asks you to come to his house quickly, please.
Arigato. Wonder how he knew I was here.
Kimura, he's a very dangerous man, darling. Be careful of him. Is he the one who showed you the file on me?
Well, don't you worry about him. I'll take care of myself. And you too.
What's the big idea? You got to go this time.
Orders from the Baron. Maybe I'll find out why when I get there.
Don't you think I ought to come too?
Who takes care of the nightclub? You stay here.
Hey, Joe, watch with Kamikaze. He's awful quiet.
Maybe he doesn't like the way you guys are flying this thing.
What cargo we picking up in Seoul?
A load of antique pottery. All set. Okay, let's show.
Hey, Joe.
What about this?
Hey, you guys pretty good, don't I?
That was boxes. This here's big stuff.
You could use a few extra bucks, couldn't you?
How much?
A couple of hundred to split?
Couple of hundred each.
Okay, a couple of hundred each.
Well, shove.
All these Japanese look alike for my dough. Japan American C-60 on North Runway, cleared for Tokyo. Can we take off?
I'll get it, darling. You ready soon?
I'm ready now.
Yes. Oh, Colonel Dahlgren, I haven't had the pleasure of speaking to you in a long time. I beg your pardon. I'm sorry. I don't quite understand. Barrett. Yes. Yes, but... Barrett has, but why? How could anyone be such a fool? Yes. Yes, I see. Hello? Colonel Dahlgren? Oh, I thought we'd been disconnected. Yes, I see. Yes, of course, any information I can give. I'll be down there in 20 minutes. Sorry, darling. I've been called away to the Daiichi building. Colonel Dahlgren's office. It seemed quite urgent.
Oh.
Maybe you'd better drop me there and go on to the party by yourself.
All right, Mark.
Your cares away. I never knew what love could do.
Kimura been around?
Not all day, Joe, but he phoned.
Well?
Tomorrow he wants you to make the same run again.
That guy won't be satisfied till he has me saying good morning to a firing squad.
Joe, what do you say we go downstairs? That new kid we got singing is packing them in like old times.
Oh, you go.
My heart has wings. These foolish things remind me of you.
Joe, you're in terrible trouble. They know all about your last flight at the Daiichi building.
I try to make a run for it. How much time have I got?
I don't know.
Can I tell you this?
Of course not.
If I can only get to that plane. Wait a minute. What about you?
No, please, you've got to save yourself now. You got into this mess trying to help me, didn't you, Joe? Didn't you?
Trying to help us both, I guess.
You couldn't wait to tell him, could you, Trina?
That's right, I couldn't. Because it's my fault he's in this trouble.
I got in this for the dough and no other reason.
Your fault?
During the war,
Trina.
I think you'd better tell me what this is all about.
I broadcast for the Japanese. Kimura knows it. He was going to blackmail us both. Joe got into this to stop him.
They forced her to broadcast. They took away her kid.
And you thought I wouldn't stand by you in that kind of trouble?
I knew you would, no matter how much it hurt you. That's why I was afraid to tell you.
That's very sweet of you, darling. I'm very silly. I hope General Arden's in his office still.
What do you gain by turning her in now?
What do you gain if you don't turn her in?
Outside of Kimmer and me, nobody knows.
I know now. Look, Joe, believe me, I'm thinking of all three of us. Anya, too. And I'm a pretty good lawyer.
Right, Sergeant.
All right, Colonel Dahlgren.
Ready, sir.
Here, Mr. Barrett, we have the record of your activities since you arrived several weeks ago. These activities are of interest to us, especially the fact that you've been fronting for a Japanese criminal enterprise. No doubt you're familiar with the penalties prescribed under the Articles of War for entering into a conspiracy against the United States and, incidentally, against the people of Japan. The man you flew in this morning was nobody important. The whole trip was just a trial run. On your next flight to Korea, scheduled for tomorrow, by the way, you are to bring back three who are important. Lieutenant General Takanobu, known to his admirers as the Butcher. His Chief of Staff, Colonel Hara, and the almost legendary President Emeritus of the Black Dragon Society, Naojiro Goro. When three such outstanding fugitive war criminals risk a return to Japan, the outlines of Kimura's conspiracy become fairly clear. To revive the Black Dragon underground movement, build up hatred and fanaticism among disgruntled Japanese veterans, and we've had to give some of those men a rough time. And Takanobu was their one general who avoided actual defeat in the field, the one man who could really organize them. At worst, it could mean we'd be faced with a bloody uprising that the vast majority of the Japanese people knows to be against its own best interest. And you're up to your neck in this communist-inspired, communist-directed plan, Mr. Barrett. Do you deny it?
No. Why waste the big speech now, Colonel? Why don't you save it for my trial?
Very intelligent question. Any other questions?
Yes, sir. When I pick up these babies, where do you want them delivered?
Haneda will do.
Gentlemen.
Yes, Mr. Barrett.
What happens if I take off tonight and don't come back?
We have confidence in you for two very good reasons. Your war record and your real motive for getting into this mess originally. We happen to know that you've been trying to shield a certain...
One moment, please. All I know of this case is in that folder. Beyond that, I'm not obliged to take action on anything that isn't brought to my attention officially.
All right, sir. We have confidence in you because of your war record, Mr. Barrett.
Anything else you'd like to know?
Oh, yes, sir. All this hot information about my conspiracy, where'd you get that?
From a man who called himself Kamakura Gongoro Kagemasa.
Well, that's Kamikaze.
One of my smartest agents.
Your kamikaze was a count in private life, one of the really big pedigrees. And he fought us all out during the war. Here it is. I like to look at it sometimes when I get discouraged with the job here. Turn it off, Jack. Well, Barrett, does that clear up all the questions?
Oh, just one more thing, sir. When I deliver your three bad boys, what do I get, a radio in my cell at Leavenworth?
You deliver them and you'll get television.
Thank you, sir.
急いで参りました。
それは結構。どうもありがとう。あちら行ってお茶でも飲みましょう。おい、あちらへ行け。
これ可愛いですのよ。可愛い。
ナイさん、ちょっとお待ち。
パン屋様、この方たちは私の友達ですのよ。そう。こんにちは。
こんにちは。
ご一緒にお願いできますか？
はい、どうぞ。
ありがとう。さあ行きましょう。いいお天気で結構ですね、今日は。
はい。その後はいかがですか？
ありがとうございます。ご無沙汰ばかりしております。
ナイさん、忙しかったですか？
少し。
Cleared for takeoff. Okay, shove.
Bon voyage.
Hold it! Hold it! Now, what's the idea of showing up around here? It's too risky.
If my partner can risk going to the Daiichi building for a chat with the general.
We're just making a routine check on our operation.
Ah, so. If everything goes as well as yesterday, word ought to reach me at the place where I'll be waiting. Not later than 1 o'clock tomorrow morning?
You got any ideas about me? Why don't you just call this flight off?
Now? Too late. By the way, wasn't it horrible about the Landis child?
What?
The child in her little nose, what her name, Nani-san, went for a walk. They simply went for their afternoon walk and haven't returned yet. But I feel certain she will return. Say, by 1 o'clock tomorrow morning?
Where do you want those men delivered?
You will be instructed during your return flight.
How do I know I can trust you?
But we are partners, Joe. We have to trust each other.
Nipam 77 calling X3 Star. Come in, X3 Star. Dahlgren? This is Barrett talking. Is it true about the Landis kid?
Yes, she's missing. Over.
I'll put a tail on Kimura.
We're 6 weeks ahead of you. Over.
Yeah, but don't pick him up. Don't be cute. Don't crowd him. We want that kid back.
That's what we want. Exactly what's your information, Barrett? Over.
Kimura will be waiting someplace about 1 o'clock in the morning to meet the guys we're bringing in. A good guess that's where they'll have the kid. But if you try to make any arrests before you get her back, you know what they'll do to her.
Don't worry, Barrett. Proceed with your mission. Over.
You sure better have that kid safe before we get back from Korea.
I think you'd better have some coffee, Mrs. Landis.
Tell her, Ireton, I'm sorry. And I keep thinking how frightened she must be.
Dahlgren. Oh. Well, keep on it, Major.
Of course, our men have hours to work yet. Barrett won't even be starting back from Korea till after dark.
Starting to pick up their signal. Yeah, they're calling us. Nipam 77 to X3 Star. Come in, X3 Star.
Get back there and keep an eye on those guys. Go ahead, X3 Star. Go ahead, X3 Star. Barrett talking. Yeah, sure I have them, all 3 of them. Have you got the kid?
Proceed to Haneda as ordered. Proceed to Haneda as ordered. Do you hear me, Nipam? Over.
Have you got the kid?
Confirm order to proceed to Haneda. Over.
Have you got the kid?
This is Ireton. You're operating under military law, Barrett. Proceed directly to Haneda. That's an order.
We'll set down at Hayashi, like the 3 little pigs told us.
Look, Joe, I'm sorry about the kid, but I'm not bucking scap.
All right, I'll take it in.
I'm still pilot, and I'm responsible if we don't set down at Haneda.
Put it on automatic pilot. You, get up. All right, out here.
Well, I guess that settles our little argument. Can you fly this thing?
Better than you. They're gonna set us down, Hayashi.
Okuma.
Okuma? Where's that?
A little bombed-out airstrip west of Yokohama. Service on it like a waffle.
中に入れ。
カッカ殺しましょうか。
いや、玉傷があっちまずい。
言った通りにやれ。よし。
How come you to have that little strip covered?
We had every strip in Hanchu covered.
Captain, you people know exactly where Kimmerer is, don't you?
We know where he's not, at his house.
The guy that drove the truck.
What about him?
Well, he knows where he was supposed to take those people. Might be where Kimmerer's got the little girl. You better let me talk to him. We've only got till 1 o'clock.
You'll do your talking to Colonel Dahlgren.
Whoが金払っとるのか。誰が払ったのか。ベラン・キムロだろ。竹信大将どこに連れて行きます。何か言ってくださいよ。子供はどこにおるのか。
I don't know, Colonel. These goofy Orientals stop me. All right, Buster, now it's your turn. Where's Baron Kimmerer? Come on, you know where Kimmerer is. You know where he's holding that child. Why don't you tell us? Where's Kimmerer? Where's Kimmerer?
Okay, Peach Blossom.
Where's Kimmerer?
All right, inside.
Kimitas Katie Correa.
That's all. Get up. Why, Mr. Barrett, you must have bumped into something. Here. Mop it up. Oh, excuse me.
Hayaku. Hayaku Yukamasho. Bakaka. Doko? Kimura Dashako.
Nishirazu?
Hai, hai, so. Wakarimashou.
そうだ。君、知らないのか穴村を。
Is he dead?
Yeah. It was working, too.
He'd have taken you there. Now we're worse off than before.
He kept talking about some cellar.
There's 1 million cellars in the city.
And a man named Conda.
And about 250,000 condos. All right. Let's bring everything out to the open. Japanese police, house-to-house search, everything.
Hey, wait a minute. I got a hunch I know the Conda he was talking about.
Please, interrupt all radio programs. Broadcast a continuous appeal to the people of Tokyo.
Colonel, the minute you go on the air, they'll kill that kid, sure.
What's your alternative, Mr. Barrett? It'll be 1 o'clock in 55 minutes. Why, if we haven't taken some action before this thing happens...
Yeah, nobody can argue with that. Sure, the kid will be dead and your official neck won't be out 1 inch.
Exactly what do you suggest?
Did that to me, I knew somehow.
Conda-san wo mimashita ka?
The winds of March.
Conda-san wo mimashita ka?
今晩まで会いません。
Ito-san doko desu ka?
伊藤さん、ごめんなさい。
Oh, how the ghost of you clings. These foolish things remind me of you. Kuchibe ni nokoru tabako no osonagaku.
Where's Conda? Come on, I gotta locate him.
It don't do you any good, Joe. They'll just kill her if you try to find her.
They'll kill her if I don't find her. Oh, my friend. Why did you have to do it?
I brought this whole thing on you, Joe. I already did enough harm. They'll knock you off, too.
Still covering up for Kimura, huh? Don't you understand what guys like that have done to you? For 1,000 years, they've made suckers out of you. All they wanted was the gravy. Guys like you down on your hands and knees to hand it up to them. You think we're the real enemies because we're occupying Japan. You know why we're doing it? To help the Japanese people stand up on their hind legs like men and women have a right to in this world. And you still don't get it.
Some of us get it now, baby.
And where is she? Where is she?
Basement next door, Joe. Old hotel, the B-29 is burned. The entrance is under the sheds.
Sayonara, pal. That's the entrance over there under that shed. Now, you get the setup. I go in alone. If I don't come out by 1 o'clock, you come in fast.
I got it. How are you with one of these things?
Just fair.
Don't do any wild shooting. If it's dark in there, you could hit the wrong person.
Okay.
I'm so glad to see you, Mr. Barrett. I'm so glad.
That's all right, honey. Now, come on. I'll take you home to your mother. All right, baby. Don't cry, baby. It'll be all right.
I want my mommy.
You all in one piece, pal?
Yeah, I guess so.
get the general.
We're much obliged. Very much obliged, Colonel Barrett.
Are you all right?
Stretcher on the double. How is he, Major?
Very bad, sir. But we're trying to pull him through.
Joe.
Trina, Anya's okay.
Yes.
Trina, you are coming back to me, aren't you?
I am back, Joe.
Don't cry about it. The best is yet to come. Wait and see. I got a lot of things to tell you. Things that I always meant to say and never did. There's a lot of things a guy intends to do. Somehow, I don't know, he gets messed up. But I won't anymore. I'll be fine for you this time. And the kid, too. What you looking at, baby?
You.
See you a little later, kid.
Sure, Joe. See you a little later.